All right, welcome back to another one of our film reviews. Today we are talking Atlanta Falcons rookie edge defender James Pearce Jr. And I tell you what, Falcons fans, this young playmaker is starting to get better and better. Had a good start to his career, and he really took the next step in the Falcons' most recent victory. We'll break down everything he's doing so well and why he continues to be a budding superstar for this Falcons defense. As always, in the comment section below, give us any feedback you might have. If you're a fan of these film reviews and want to help support the channel so we can do more of them, consider becoming a member of our channel. It's a big help to us. But without further ado, let's jump right into the film. All right, let's get started with some pass rush, and there's James Pearce Jr. lined up technically in a 3 technique, but you can see he's a stand-up defensive end, basically right there, lined up all over the field. Jalen Walker, very similar situation, other star rookie for the Falcons defense. They've got stand-up linebackers on the outside, and the whole goal here is to create confusion. And what the Falcons do is they slant 54 this direction, they fire Jalen Walker inside right there, and James Pearce Jr. goes north and south, and they drop 55 into coverage, and 27 completely blows it up. He beats 51, splits 72, gets a sack on a quarterback. It's an A-plus play for the rookie. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. Here comes the pass rush. Tries to escape. No chance. James Pearce Jr. with the sack. Nice play. All right, let's break this down all the way back to the beginning. All right, we see the nose guard go to the left side of your screen, pulls the center. Jalen Walker one-on-one with the running back. Running back, the rookie back, Devin Neal, good little player right here for the New Orleans Saints. Does a pretty good job, but it forces the quarterback in a situation where he definitely can't step up. And there's James Pearce Jr. to make the play. This is a situation right here where he's one-on-one essentially on the right guard, and this right guard, number 51, listen, he's a good player. I think he's a really solid overall player, has been a long time. But the reality is he's not used to blocking someone that fast. I mean, James Pearce Jr., next level speed, next level athleticism, and he's by him before he even stands a chance. And you can see the right tackle here. He's checking 55. 55 goes away. He's like, okay, I'll help my buddy. But by the time he realizes his buddy needs help, James Pearce Jr. is already by him. I mean, look at this. He's like, what? Oh, my goodness gracious, and he falls flat on his face. This is what speed does, guys. That's why they say speed kills, and that's what James Pearce Jr. brings to this Falcons defense. Pure, unadulterated speed. That's why I like calling him a glitch in the matrix, because right here, the right tackle's like, I got plenty of time to check the linebacker before I help. Turns out, when you're trying to block a glitch, you don't have a chance. James Pearce Jr., nice play. All right, for the wide copy, looks really good. Watch him just beat the right guard cleanly so fast. I mean, it almost doesn't look super fast, but look how much ground he covers and how quickly he does it. I mean, this isn't a blink of an eye. Right, the quarterback has no chance, right? Quarterback gets to the bottom of his drop right here. Okay, he's looking for someone to throw, and there's James Pearce Jr. right on him. He tries to escape, and he goes down. His speed, his athleticism is off the charts, and guys, he had a monster game against the New Orleans Saints. He's becoming unblockable in a lot of situations, and the Falcons are starting to get more creative in positions they put him in. I honestly love the structure here with Walker off the ball on the same side as James Pearce Jr. because that forces teams in a lose-lose situation, because right here, if you slide the protection and Jalen Walker's running straight up the middle, he's going to get pressure. If you don't slide the protection, you get James Pearce Jr. one-on-one, and he's just too fast for everybody. 27 with a really nice play. Nice job right here. All right, sticking with the pass rush, there's James Pearce Jr. right there on the left side of your screen. So this is pretty basic stuff protection-wise. The play side of the Saints offensive line, that's going to be these 3 guys right here. They're all going to take the gap to their left. So left tackle is going to take this gap, left guard's going to take this gap, center is going to take this gap, which means we're man-on-man on the backside. Man-on-man right here and man-on-man right here, which means James Pearce is one-on-one right here on this right tackle, and he uses my favorite move. It's called speed to power. You threaten with speed and then go through the offensive lineman's chest. This is a phenomenal rep from James Pearce Jr. This poor right tackle doesn't even stand a chance. James Pearce Jr. gets another sack. Let's check it out. There's a snap. Here comes the pressure. No chance. Down he goes. Nicely done. Guys, this is textbook speed to power. Watch James Pearce Jr. come off the football. See how he goes vertical? Threatens with the speed, gets the right tackle on his heels. Watch the right tackle. He's on his heels. He's all out of whack. Then you get him in that situation, then go right through his inside chest, right there, make the sack. This is perfect. James Pearce Jr. can win with speed. He can win with speed to power. That's all he needs, guys. That's literally it. If he literally alternates between those 2 moves, regardless of where he lines up, he's going to be a star. And listen, when you look at the film, he's already becoming a star. I thought that we were waiting for this play, the speed to power development. He's had moments so far this season with his pure, unadulterated athletic skills where he makes those wow factor plays. Now we're seeing the translation of those speed moves into some very powerful, strong inside moves like we see right here. And if he can be consistent like this, which I think he will be, there's no reason to think he can't continue to develop into a star defensive end. I mean, at this point, he's the best rookie defensive end that's out there in the National Football League right now. No offense to his teammate, Jalen Walker, but James Pearce Jr. is playing at a high level. He's better than Abdul Carter, better than any of those guys. What a selection by the Atlanta Falcons.
And again, James Pearce Jr. been doing a great job here, as we saw in the pass rush games, getting a lot of pressures. This week, he had the most pressures he had all season, with 5 total pressures in this game versus New Orleans. Doing a great job. Also, on top of that, obviously got 2 sacks, affecting the quarterback, doing a lot of great work. This young rookie is looking great for the Falcons.
All right, sticking with the pass rush, there's James Pearce Jr. once again on the left side of your screen, and this time he does a classic speed move. So on the previous play, we showed him threaten with speed and go with power. I love speed to power. Now he threatens with the bull rush and then does a speed move outside. He wins the rep once again against the right tackle, number 27. Again, quickly becoming a superstar. Let's check it out. There's a snap. Here comes the pressure. Quarterback has to throw it quickly. Good defense. Nice job across the board. All right, let's look at 27 right here. See how he threatens with power and then goes outside? Break this down step by step, right? He fires up the field right at 72 like it's going to be a bull rush. Right here, he sees 72. Okay, heavy inside foot. He's ready for the just strong inside arm like he had to deal with earlier in the game. So what does he do? Now goes outside, works through the outside, knocks down his arms, pressure on the quarterback. And I love the smart end right here. Right here, he doesn't do anything stupid. I see a lot of young defensive ends and a lot of defensive ends in general. They throw their hands up, they try and knock the ball down or something, but they take a bad path. Sort of like they teach a block in the punt in terms of if you're in the punt block team. They say, listen, don't go for the man, go for the ball, take an angle at it, and that's exactly what James Pearce Jr. does here. Because if you go right at the man, you're going to get a roughing call 9 times out of 10. It's just the way the NFL's played in 2025. I don't like it. It's just the way it is. James Pearce Jr. takes a smart approach, beats the right tackle, takes a good angle, gets in the quarterback's way. This is a classic pressure. The way you hear people talk about pressures, this is what you're talking about. Smart play not to hit the quarterback up high. Nice job, 27. All right, from the wide copy, looks really good. Watch him beat the tackle outside. Good pressure. I mean, this is exactly what you want right here. Force the quarterback to, step up under pressure. Quarterback actually probably should have stepped up here, if I'm being honest. Had maybe some pocket clearance. They didn't do a good job in terms of lane integrity on the left side here. But he tries to go deep, and he can't really get too much into the throw because James Pearce Jr. is right there. He's kind of off balance. He's kind of all over the map. That's all you're looking for, right? Obviously, the sacks are great, but you're not going to get a sack every single play. That's just unrealistic. You just, as a pass rusher, are trying to just irritate the quarterback, make the quarterback feel uncomfortable. He can't complete his follow through, has to throw off his back foot, whatever it may be, and then he just gets a little inaccurate, and the result is an incomplete pass like you see there at the bottom of your screen. This is what the Falcons missed last season, and this is what they've gotten this year with James Pearce Jr., James Walker, Floyd as well. 27, though, when it comes to strictly being a pass rusher, he's emerged as clearly the class of the 2025 NFL draft class. All right, how about some versatility from 27? And there he is right there on the left side of your screen. So it's going to be another passing concept here for the New Orleans Saints. And you would normally expect James Pearce Jr. just to rush off the edge here, one-on-one opportunity. But the Falcons, they mix it up because they really trust 27. He drops into coverage and actually picks up the running back coming out of the flat. Could have been a big play. Should be a mismatch, right? Defensive end on a running back. Offenses usually love that. But James Pearce Jr., he locks it down. Let's check it out. Pre-snap motion. There's a snap. Play fake. Pressure in the pocket. Quarterback goes to the check down. There's James Pearce Jr. to break it up. Right there to make the tackle too. Again, defensive end. Rookie edge rusher. Playing in coverage. Picking up the check down. Eliminating. This is so good, guys. And I'm not saying he's not playing like a defensive back, right? He's not Darrelle Revis back there. But it's just good football. And when you have versatile playmakers, offenses get destroyed. Because James Pearce Jr. obviously was showing pressures, sacks, can destroy your passing offense when he's beating your offensive linemen, whether it be tackles or guards, right? He can line up on the pure edge. He can line up inside like we saw earlier in the film review. Now he's dropping into coverage and eliminating the check down. What do you do if you're an offense with James Pearce Jr.? And that's going to be the challenge going forward. Now, 27 isn't a perfect player. We'll break down some things he needs to improve on going forward in just a second. But I think when you look at his versatility and what he brings to this Falcons defense already so early in his career, it's looking like a great, great selection. I know a lot of people were critical of the Falcons and the moves they made in the 2025 NFL draft. But when you turn on the tape, these are really, really good players.
Before this, we talked about how well he's doing in the pass rush game, but he's doing good in run defense as well. He has 4 stops in the past 2 games after only 3 stops for the rest of this season total. He is doing a really great job with it. He's picked it up in his run defense so far and doing a great job getting stops, making the offense lose on these plays in run defense. Really great job stepping up in run defense for James Pearce.
All right, how about some run defense? And there's James Pearce Jr. lined up on the right side of your screen. So this is going to be an outside run working to the right side of your screen here for the Falcons defense. And they're going to get a little motion this direction and working right back out that way. We're going to get a crackback block on 27 as they try and pull around him and get outside. But the Atlanta Falcons rookie defender does a great job. He keeps himself square, doesn't get slammed down inside, stretches the play out. This is really good fundamental defense. Let's check it out. There's a motion. There's a snap. There's the outside run. Stretched out. Good job across the board. 0 with a big hit. Nicely done. But how does it work? How do you play good defense? You got guys at the point of attack doing their job. Look at James Pearce Jr. Takes on the crackback block and works inside. Doesn't give up any ground. Stays flat down the line of scrimmage. Stretches the play out. The whole goal of this crackback block is to throw 27, who's a disruptive force, right? He's going up the field full speed, to throw him vertically up the field and create a seam, right? Because the goal is to get 27 behind this hash. That way the running back has a lot of vision to work with, a lot of green grass to work with. Because 27 stays horizontal, doesn't get washed down inside, what happens? Not a whole lot of room for the running back, right? He's got to keep it wide, and there's 0 to clean it up and make the play. Again, team defense. That's what we're seeing here from James Pearce Jr. Phenomenal work. Run game, not the best part coming out of college, but he has gotten better and better and better. Credit to the Falcons coaching staff and credit to James Pearce Jr. for evolving his game at the point of attack. All right, for the wide copy, get a really good look at James Pearce Jr. Watch him work through the crackback block. Oh, that's so good technically. He recognizes it right away, watches it, sees it, tries to work outside, works through the block to be part of the tackle. So good. See how it stretches the play out? Again, freeze it right here. Imagine if James Pearce Jr. is by this hash. That's where they want him. You can see the running back could now cut back behind his blocks, and suddenly it's one-on-one with blocks downfield. Could have been a huge play. But James Pearce Jr. does a great job working over the top, fighting through the block, and then not giving up any ground either. I love this. Where's the contact made? The 28 of Atlanta. Where does James Pearce Jr. walking back? The 30 of Atlanta. So he pushes the offensive blocker back 2 yards. Great job. Great team defense by the rookie. All right, I wanted to take a quick break from today's video to talk about something we're excited to offer, and that is weekly giveaways of a lot of high quality stuff. We appreciate our viewers, and that's what we want to give you guys the opportunity to join these weekly giveaways. There's a link in the description box below that takes you right to it. And this week we're talking about a $350 Yeti Tundra cooler like you see on the screen in front of you. Again, just go to the link in the description box below, enter in your email, and you have a chance to win. The drawings will be made every Sunday. You'll be announced whether you won via email, so make sure you check that out. Again, appreciate our viewers. Now let's get back to the video. All right, let's stick with the running game, and there's James Pearce Jr. right there on the right side of your screen. So this is not a terrible play from James Pearce Jr., but it's something that he does every once in a while that I don't like. So it's going to be a standard inside zone concept working this direction. They're going to fire the tight end out this direction at the snap to try and pull linebacker safety with them. We're also going to get some pre-snap motion here to try and get some flow this way. So basically the goal here with that kind of motion is get that guy going this way, get safeties and linebackers going that way, and then block everybody inside and try and crease it just like that. That's sort of the goal from the Saints' perspective. James Pearce Jr. at the point of attack, not a critical play here. He's got the base reach coming at him, but I don't like the way he takes on the block. Let's check it out. Pre-snap motion. There's a snap. Tight end goes out. There's a handoff. Minimal gain. Good job, Falcons D. But let's look at James Pearce Jr. right here. Here comes the block, and he jumps outside. And listen, it's not a bad play. He olays the offensive tackle. Good job there. But I don't like jumping around blocks. I just don't like it because right there, you can see the defensive tackle. Now, he's playing the running back, but you see a crease, right? And you never know if you jump around blocks how you're going to open up creases. And your goal as a defense when you're playing against the run is to create a wall. We saw that on that outside run in the previous play. James Pearce Jr. was part of that wall, working through the crackback block. Here, he's jumping around the block. I don't necessarily love that. Now, look, this isn't a huge impact play. It's obviously not anywhere close to a disaster for the Falcons defense, but I'm just a little nervous when I see defensive linemen like this jump around blocks. It's one thing to shock and shed, shock, read, and shed. You take on the block, you fire your hands, you see where the ball carrier is going, shed the block, and then pursue the football. I don't like the idea of, though, at the snap, jumping around it right there. You see how he plays this? He kind of goes inside, then back out. Listen, that's fun. It makes you look good. I'm going to be totally honest. It's, again, glitch in the matrix like I talk about, but I just don't think it's good fundamental football, something I think he should work on.
One area I do think James Pearce can really work on to help out his game is being more consistent in the tackling department. He's had a few bad games in a row here. He's missed 3 tackles in his last 4 games. So I think it's something he can work on. Didn't miss any tackles at all this season up to this point. In the last 4 games, he has missed 3 tackles. I think it's something that if he cannot miss critical tackles, especially being an edge guy, you can't miss tackles. those guys get into the secondary, make moves, make big time plays. You got to make those plays if you're James Pearce. So I think that's one thing he can work on to really help out this Falcons defense.
All right, let's end on a good play. A pass rush from James Pearce Jr. And there he is on the left side of your screen. It's going to be one-on-one on the right tackle, and he just goes with a beautiful speed move. He dips and rips around the corner. Just a phenomenal job from the rookie. Again, this guy is an athletic playmaker. Let's check it out. There's a snap. Look at this pass rush. Quarterback has to step up. Delivers a strike. Almost intercepted. Now, this is one thing where you really wish on the interior, which in this case would be 11 and 54, they get some pocket push because you force the quarterback to step up like that. You'd wish that you had guys right in the quarterback's face. You don't. And this is a good job by the quarterback climbing the pocket. He just forces it into coverage. But look at James Pearce Jr., guys. You talk about just being an athlete. Speed move. Look at this dip. See how it gets low around the corner? This offensive tackle just doesn't stand a chance. Look how fast 27 is. Right? Look where he is. Basically, his right foot's about to step on that white line right there, the 45-yard line. You can see over here, Leonard Floyd, his right foot is at the 47, 46-yard line. He's 2 yards ahead. Right, look where he is right there, James Pearce Jr. He plays at a whole nother speed. That's something that really jumps off when I watch 27 play. And this is why I think his future, even though he's playing really good football now, why I think his future is outstanding and really, really bright. Because he has that next level gear. The productivity's starting to show up. He's making plays, sacks, in terms of getting pressures. They're increasing, hurrying the quarterback. All the stuff you love to see from an edge rusher. Needs to clean up some things in the run defense game. But you put on the tape of this kid, he is special, guys. Special with a capital S. He's got an incredible skill set, and he's going to be a big-time playmaker for this Falcons defense for many, many years.